How to produce happiness hormones. Is it possible to stimulate their number? Is it possible to become happier as a result? We found the answers to these questions in the book, Hormones of Happiness, by University of California professor Loretta Graziano Bruning. Each of us has heard about the hormones of happiness: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphin. But not everyone clearly understands how each of them works, why it is released, and what reaction it causes in the body. And why can't you feel happy all the time? It would be great to learn how to turn on the surges of the right substances when needed, right? It turns out that everything is possible. You just need to understand the mechanics of the process and work on yourself. Happiness hormones are actively synthesized at those moments when the brain identifies events or phenomena that can positively affect our survival. Then the level of these hormones in the body drops sharply until the next pleasant occasion. Each of these substances turns on a specific positive feeling in a person. Dopamine. This hormone creates a feeling of joy from the fact that a person finds something necessary, explains the author. In addition, dopamine motivates to obtain something necessary, even if it involves the expenditure of considerable effort. The prospect of achieving a goal stimulates the production of dopamine. For example, this hormone is produced in a child's body when he hears his mother's footsteps. A marathon runner feels a rush of dopamine at the sight of the finish line. A football player gets a dose of dopamine after scoring a goal. Having achieved a goal or just seeing it, you feel inner comfort. And that's why you force the body again and again to perform actions that ensure the emergence of this feeling. The runner goes into the distance again. The football player aims to hit the goal. How to stimulate production? Think about what goals at work and in everyday life bring you joy. Maybe it's solving problems, or winning an intellectual quiz, or the fact that today you were able to run 1 kilometer more than yesterday. Celebrate even small victories. Never destroy your positive emotions by apologizing to yourself for the joy of a small success. Just enjoy the moment of triumph and move forward, advises Professor Bruning. However, you should try to make the task or problem that you have to solve be normal in scale. If the basketball hoop hangs too low, you won't have much fun hitting it. If it is too high, it will not make sense to even try to throw the ball into the basket. Endorphins. This hormone creates a feeling of lightness and oblivion, which helps alleviate pain. This state is often called euphoria. Endorphins help to ignore pain, thus giving an opportunity to hide from the danger of injury or trauma. This neurotransmitter was not created by evolution from a good life, explains Loretta Graziano Bruning. Endorphin synthesis is primarily triggered by physical pain. You can fall and get back on your feet in no time, thinking you're fine, only to find yourself seriously injured. This is the effect of endorphins. It is released only if a person overcomes his usual capabilities and brings himself to a state of discomfort. Scientists have long called endorphin endogenous morphine, because the mechanism of its action resembles the action of opiates. How to stimulate endorphins? Endorphin synthesis in the body is not constant. His hot flushes can be triggered by exercise. But it is harmful to do sports until exhaustion and pain appear. It is better to alternate different loads and try new types of physical activity. So you will work on different muscle groups, and the sport will not get boring. By the way, endorphins are actively produced during stretching exercises. Moreover, you can do them not only in the hall, but also at home, while watching your favorite series or even talking on the phone. Laughter and crying also stimulate the synthesis of endorphins, so it is important not to limit these natural emotions for us. Oxytocin. This substance gives a person a sense of security in the circle of his own kind. When you trust someone or realize that someone trusts you, you feel a rush of oxytocin. The satisfaction of belonging to a group or the feeling of security in intragroup relations is also a result of the action of oxytocin, the author explains. Oxytocin motivates the display of trust in relation to others. How to stimulate production? Synthesis of oxytocin is activated by touch and a sense of trust. Any contact with loved ones, from the touch of hands to the feeling of moral support, not to mention an orgasm, causes a rush of oxytocin. By the way, when you are trusted, you feel positive emotions regardless of whether you trust that person. That is, if you make people like you will be able to enjoy such injections more often. Also, you can always buy a dose of oxytocin simply by signing up for a massage. Serotonin. This vanity hormone is created in a person when he feels respect from others. Serotonin gives us a sense of self-importance, writes Professor Bruning. We easily notice it in others, but we do not like to show the desire for such sensations in ourselves. Our brain is an evolution evolved to strive for social dominance. It ensures the creation of more copies of our genes. We tend to avoid conflict because it could cause our genes to disappear from the face of the earth. Our brain is attentive to the social environment. If there's an opportunity to step up in a safe way in that environment, it rewards us with a dose of serotonin. How to stimulate production? Do not hesitate to feel proud of your successes and achievements. If your merits are not noticed, it will be superfluous to tell about them. Enjoy your position in the family, at work, and in society. Mark when your opinion is listened to and when you manage to influence others. But be prepared to put up with the fact that you cannot control everything around you. Based on Loretta Graziano Bruning's book, Control the Hormones of Happiness.